Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of That New Toy Smell. I'm your host Mitch Live and I collect action figures. And today we are having a look at Lemmy from the Super Mario toy line from Jakks Pacific. Here we have Lemmy, the smallest and youngest of the Koopalings by Jakks Pacific Toys. He comes in this very classic Jakks Pacific blister packaging. On the front it says Lemmy with magic wand. You can see his magic wand here. This box stands 8.5 inches. On the side of the packaging, you see the Super Mario logo, and on the other side again, it just says Lemmy with magic wand. The back of the box here shows some other figures that are available from this toy line, including Mario with green mushroom, black Yoshi, fire Luigi, Shy Guy, and it shows Lemmy here on the right. It also shows you some of his points of articulation here. In these little circles, he has apparently 10 points of articulation. Alright, let's crack her open and have a look. And here we have Lemmy out of his box with his magical wand. You first encounter him in Super Mario Bros. 3 for original Nintendo, but he didn't look quite like this. He comes with 10 points of articulation as advertised on the box, although I think it's a couple points of articulation too many. He does have a lot of bend to his, little bit of flap to his ankle, and bend in his hip joint, but I mean, how many positions do you really need to put him in? He's just gonna stand there anyway. He's got a little hole right through his hand, where this magical wand will obviously fit. Ta-da! The predominant features of this character are his multicolored spikes and his mohawk, and he's got one that just seems to be poking crazy out the side of the back there, just one strand of hair that doesn't want to cooperate, and he's got an orange, very Koopa-like shell. And he's got his punk rock wristbands, the same as the other Koopalings, and Bowser Jr., and all of them wear. Lemmy here is from the 4-inch Super Mario toy line by Jakks Pacific, and he stands... You know, if we're not including his hair, he's actually only 2 inches, but his hair does make up, brings him to just about 3.5, so that's 1.5 inches of hair. That's some tall looking hair. But of course that makes sense, because Lemmy is one of the youngest and definitely the smallest of all the Koopalings. And I like him, he's so cute. And he's just so cute. Oh, even his tail moves. I can see a hinge there. You could see the hinge, and you could see that it wants to move. But it's very stiff. Barely actually moves. See, do you really need it to move? Kudos to them. Kudos to them for going too much with the articulation over too little. It's not like he falls over. He's very sturdy. He stands quite nicely. He's probably my favorite of all the Koopalings. Overall, he definitely stands up to all the other Jakks Pacific figures, and he's gonna look great with the rest of the collection. And this brings us to the end of another episode of That New Toy Smell. As always, there will be links in the description below that you can follow to purchase your own Lemmy from Jakks Pacific Toys. If you enjoyed this review, we have a ton of other Mario figure unboxing and reviews, plus an entire full-length episode dedicated to looking at my entire collection of Mario figures. So check out those videos, give us a like and a subscribe, and check back each week for great content like this. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Toy Shelf, and remember, you're never too old to play with toys.